Okay, here we are, well, back to the beginning. Remember when in my previous presentation we were discussing about the intensity index, and we were saying that we cannot say much about, the state of the situation of the research system using one indicator. That what I presented was just a measure of intensity, but to really get to know what's going on in the research system of a particular country, we need more information. And the idea here is to try to start the discussion on how to develop that system of indicators and a method to analyze the situation of the R&D systems in different countries. So first thing I need to say is this is work in progress. So I don't have the indicators. I don't have everything that is required. We are just starting to work on this. We also need your input on this. So what I will present is just a general idea of in which direction we are thinking we should go. We cannot just survive with the inputs of the research system. We need to be able to say things about the efficiency and how the research system is working, if it's going the right direction, if you are investing in the right projects or in the right crops or in the right technologies. We need to know if the system is efficient or inefficient, if you need to invest more or not, or what kind of investment you need. So what we have right now, it's short of what we need. So this is the first slide that I just want to show the whole picture. So when we talk about ASTI, we are talking about the black box at the left corner up there. That's what we've been discussing basically when we discuss about ASTI, the indicators, and the research system. But of course, it's very important to get a sense of how we connect that box to the rest of the agricultural sector and the economy. What you invest in R&D matters, even though it's that little corner about there, but it goes to produce new technologies, innovations. If those technologies reach producers, then at the end, you will have an impact. But there's a whole change of things there that are key for you for your research finally having an impact on agricultural growth, on the income of farmers or income of consumers. At some point, we need to link your outputs from the research institutes to the rest of the economy to find what kind of impact that R&D investment is having or might have in the future. And so if we open the black box, we have the usual information that you are very familiar with, and the ASTI indicators are showing something related to what is inside that black box. We should think in research as a production process of new knowledge, of new technologies, a production process that will produce an output or several outputs, which are your final technologies, your new varieties, etc., etc. And to produce those outputs, you are going to use inputs that go into the process, just as in any production process. But of course, also matters the capital that goes into it. I mean, the labs, all the infrastructure that you need to do good research. And of course, you need money to make the system work. So all those things are important. Also, what is important is, let's say, the qualification of the most important input that goes into the process, the researchers. That also makes a difference. At the end, it's a combination of all the things and how these things are put together that will make a difference between an efficient system and an inefficient system. What I would like to have using ASTI data and indicators is, let's say, a comprehensive global index that measures the health of the system. So let's say we have one number that can be compared across countries telling you, okay, this country is doing better than this other country in terms of research, agricultural research. And so once we have that will be the performance index at the top, then we can start comparing countries with different levels of that index and tracing back where the difference in the final outcome value of the global index is. So you can decompose that index into different sub-indices that show you how the research system is performing at different levels of the system. So for instance, what I'm saying there is one of the indicators that measures the health of the system or is relevant for that is the intensity index that we just discussed. So remember all what we said today. It's only one box there. So one thing we want to know when we approach the analysis and see how well the system is doing is, well, are you investing enough or not? That's one issue. A second issue, how you are investing, right? It matters how many researchers you have, if there's the right combination of researchers, laboratories, infrastructure, capital, if there's enough money to make the system work. So the combination of the total amount of money that goes there matters. It's not only how much money and how it's allocated, but also where's the money coming from, because if coming from donors, then you have some problems related to that may cause inefficiency in the system because you don't never know what money you will have next year or things like that. So that matters too. And then the other box there is the outputs, which is one of the things that we are more worried about because we don't have really good information about that, and ASTI is only now starting to collect that information. And we know also it's not that easy to collect that information. Combining those things, outputs and inputs, then you can have a measure of the efficiency of the whole system. And of course, the final result of the process also is affected by the particular way you are allocating your money in different projects, right? Just to finish, well, the evidence show, well, too many developing countries are underinvesting in R&D. But there are major differences between countries with large and well-developed research systems and smaller countries with budget constraints, limited supply of human capital, and small-scale systems. So closing the gap is not going to be easy, and it's difficult to find also examples where to go or compare, to imitate and move forward. So this will require a better understanding of the strength, weakness, and potential of agricultural research in each of your countries. R&D investment is not the only source. Some countries don't have the potential to develop a big system. So a lot of spillovers can be used. You can bring technology and adapt it from other countries. You can, invest more or less in R&D depending on your needs. You can check what the private sector is taking care of and what the government, only the government can provide that is key for your development of the agricultural sector. There's many things that you should check or analyze when you define the final goal of the system. Once you define the goal, where to go, where are my weaknesses in the system, where do I need to invest, what do I need to change to get where I want?